Ladner, BC. Is that where I am? Where are we?
We're in a park in Ladner, BC, which is in British Columbia, west coast of Canada. It's a pretty well developed, well settled, rather conservative, I guess, middle class neighborhood. Some quite elaborate, fancy houses here. So it crosses the class boundaries pretty effectively.
Where's everybody?
Well, most of them are in boxes downtown where they keep them during the day because you can't let them around out with their dogs and their children. They might be having fun. Fun, of course, is free, united, and natural. And the last thing that the blue meanies and dirty tricksters want are people to be happy. And the only way you're going to be happy is to be in a state of joy for a fairly extended period so you get used to it. And then at which point you can relax and say, you know, well, what was all the problem before? And mostly it's fear. You didn't have the fear that you could realize your dreams, and you could realize your dreams if you stopped messing around with these blue meanies, dirty tricksters, and outlandish games that they've been playing with this fraudulent myth of money all these years. Anyway, I'm ranting. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm a bit lost. Looking for the cultural center.
Well, I believe that we are each individual right in the center of our cultural center, because after all, our culture is everything that is around us. We're like little bits of protein in cheese, you know. We're
Enzymes.
Enzymes. We're enzymes. I like to think free radicals, but you know, people don't like the idea of free radicals. Well, I believe there's a place for free radicals because they affect some of the primary functions that, you know, are below our capacity to understand with our science.
So you're not afraid of free radicals?
Not at all. No, I am a free radical. I'm a free radical in the community because I'm radically opposed to most of what is considered to be normalcy here. It's idiocy. We've been living under an idiocracy driven by ego and founded on the fraud of money for generations. And now I think the cat is out of the bag. You know, what happened in the United States revealed itself to the rest of the world, and everybody said, we're being had. We don't need to be had anymore. You know, there's a difference between wealth that is reality and the myth, and the thing that passes itself off as money. Money is a fraud. Money is a dirty trick. Money is something that Christ died to try and get rid of. What was his name? Lincoln died trying to get rid of. John Kennedy tried to get rid of. You know, anybody who tries to get rid of money, they off them. Well, now the cat is out of the bag with respect to that. Now, you know, the dirty tricksters, blue meanies, and would-be assassins have been revealed. And as they're being revealed, it means to say that the people who are supposedly protecting them are coming on side and say, we've had enough of this. We've had enough of this. What is it called now? The popular name for it, I think, is... it used to be Marxism or
conservatism.
Now I think that they're more specific. They're getting down to it being Rothschild Zionism, you know. It used to be the Bilderberg Group. But anyway, whoever the blue meanies are and the dirty tricksters are, you always know that when you're over the target, you get the most flack. And that means to say that if you recognize that they're applying their means of dirty tricks and blue meanness by what are they doing up to now? Well, you know, they're having more and more policemen on the street with bigger and bigger armaments. The people are getting out in bigger and bigger crowds. And what do they want? A great bloodletting? I'm for a bloodless coup. Anyway.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Just not to interrupt your philosophizing, but where do you suppose we're going?
Well, we're going towards a new age, and very shortly. I'd say within 6 months we'll be on the other side of most of the confusions that people have associated for the purposes of creating more fear in the population. That is the way that the dirty tricksters, blue meanies, banksters, corruptionists, you know...
keep us well behaved with fear?
Yeah, exactly. They keep us in. If you don't do it this way, by jolly jingo, we're going to come after you and chop off your Nelly nut.
So this era is truthful? This truthful era?
We're moving into a Satya Yuga, and I think people will be constitutionally and psychologically incapable of telling a lie. And therefore, as we move towards truth, then all the practices that follow from lying, what were the practices you said earlier?
Well, deviance that led to one-upmanship and cheating and
deceit was
making
the word
money.
you used, yeah. Deceit's
Yes.
the good word. And what I'm trying to promote is this concept that is been the lack of probity, and that is people not seeking within themselves to really figure out what their conscience is telling them is right or wrong, is what their heart is telling them is right or wrong, and continuing to practice outlandish dirty tricks to, maintain themselves in a status quo which has long ago lost its humanity.
But you can't blame them. They've been raised.
No blame. I'm no blame
game.
person. I don't believe we should take them out and shoot them. That's not what a rebellion does. A rebellion brings about reform, and the reform that we're looking for is around whether we have money which is controlled by a very few banksters, or whether we have a form of monetarism which is determined by a government which is controlled by the people, and that's entirely different from conventional democracy today, because even in the United States, supposedly the most claims to be the most democratic, they don't even control their own money.
So are you calling for some sort of coup?
Yes, a bloodless coup, a rebellion that confronts the common dictatorship, cabinet dictatorship of our time, and says the Canadian people had enough of this nonsense, and we are determined to lead the world into a new age of what can I say? Enlightenment. Individual and collective enlightenment means fulfillment of ourselves as photons of conscious awareness in a creation which really is generated by Father Son every day, when the light comes on, or when the light comes on in your head, and you begin to be conscious. Yeah.
Purpose.
Yeah. Unity of purpose. Not that we all dress the same as a bunch of soldiers. In
But
fact,
that we all want a world for our children to inherit.
That's right. Exactly that. That's what it's all about, and our grandchildren to enjoy. And the thing is not to worry about it anymore, because I am now firmly convinced that the vision I had back in 1975 is now in its final stages of manifesting. And for me, that is the purpose and conditions of my reality. That is what I've been directing myself for since that time, like an epiphany. I haven't been running around saying Jesus Christ is coming back, although I went looking for him a few times, quite seriously. I even encountered one total fraud, but the Catholics got there first, so I didn't have to do anything about it.
Well, you got to be wary of people who take on a Messiah
Yes.
persona.
Well, this is it, and that's why I think we have to establish the simple fact that we're all equal and different. We all carry a photon of conscious awareness, and that photon of conscious awareness is well defined as being a part of the complete ocean of awareness. And everybody knows that now. And now what we have to do is to get the government of our collective affairs back into the hands of the common people in a new way, followed by a new structure and a new, well, I like the word covenant. It's a new covenant I didn't invent. There are people who do invent these things sometimes think they're prophets or messiahs or something. I'm not up for that. I'm just a common old fluid druid, and that means I'm always looking for a better idea and more comprehension. Anyway, I've just lost my train of thought. The train left and I wasn't on it.
Right. You were standing on the platform pontificating.
And it left me behind.
Where's the train?
Come back. Don't leave me. It may not be. Oh,
I seem to have found the culture in Ladner, though.
where's that?
It was here a minute ago.
Oh, it was here.
But I haven't. I was lost at first. Now
Okay, how about
I'm found.
Let me do you. Now you're found. Well, listen, you found me out here. Thanks for coming over and recording this for me, to give me another opportunity to share whatever it is I think I have to share with the rest of you. Did anyone get anything about it? If not, you're out of luck.
Well, I would say I came out to find a little bit of sense in it all, and I think I found some common ground and weather. Here we are in this heavy romantic mist, in this conservative era, and I'm ready to start a bloodless coup.
Well, the trouble is,
I haven't a clue.
I'm ready
Do
to
you?
start getting romantic. Now, that's a scary thought. See, as soon as you mention the word romance, you've no idea how my head is full of all these romantic songs, but I've been changing the word a lot so that the woman is free now, It's like not you're mine and mine alone and that bullshit, you know. But
A song that comes to mind when I think of you is that Young at Heart song. Love is never far away when you're young at heart.
Oh yeah. When you're young at heart.
Yeah, that song.
Da-dee, da-dee, da-da-dee-dee-dee.
That's a good
When
one.
you're young at heart.
Yes, maybe we could end this little vignette with that song.
Yeah,
Just run off with the dogs.
great stuff.
Like this.
Go with the dogs.
Action! Oh, I feel better.
Great to have you visit, Molly.
Needed to run off. Thank you.
What a delight.